Hello, welcome to the Lovely Minute. I wonder what lovely we're going to find today. After I arrived from Singapore, I straightly, decided to build my bike and, organize a climb or organize a ride. So today I'll be riding with Richard and Carlo. Carlo used to live in Singapore, and I met him there. And apparently, he's a good friend to a good friend of mine as well, with Richard, who's a fellow triathlete. So we've decided to, explore Buak and Busai. So yep. So I'm coming from Abolo. I stayed in Bamboo Bay condominium, and this is the place where I used to work. This is the Panagdait Babolo, where Sykes Asia is. I don't know what they're called now. And I'm pretty excited. Scared in a bit. I've never really ridden a mountain or a really good climb, because back in Singapore it's always pretty flat. So I'm pretty excited, pretty scared as well. And because I normally see Richard and Carlo, they're doing epic rides like 100, 200 kilometers and climbing and all those gradients. And in Singapore, it's pretty flat. We probably have some hills there, but not really as, punishing as what we have here in Cebu. So I think this one is IT Park area. I used to work here as well. I miss this place. I miss, it feels like just yesterday. I have this nostalgic kind of feel. So I used to work there back in 2007. And just imagine what year it is now. And yep, just pretty excited to see those guys and have it back here. I think 5 to 6 years. And I'll just see where my legs will bring me. So, yep, this is the famous meetup place. That's Andox. I can smell the roasted chicken. So, initially, I just wanted to do and climb the Busai, and used to be I forgot the name of the guy that we used to visit. And yep, that's Richard, and he's actually sporting his hard multi-sports cycling kit. So we're speaking in our language. So that's Bisaya. So I'm actually using a Insta360 Go 2. I've just mounted it on my shoulder because I don't know where to mount it. And this is the first punishing part of it. We call it the Fiesta Maracas, going to Marco Polo, and you can see the gap that Richard is trying to drop me off, and I was just I'm just trying to pace. It's going to be a long climb, and I don't want to overcommit, because I might just be until Marco Polo, or yep. So it's pretty exciting. This one is also leading to my 70.3 Ironman, so this is more of like a training for me as well. I understand that the 70.3 Ironman in Cebu will be climbing the famous Sisilex, and it's a bit of a climb. You'll probably be climbing it 4 times, or 5 times or 6 times, I don't know. So I was able to keep up with Richard. And look at those calves, man. I mean, like, if it's not power, then I don't know what it is. So one thing I like about Cebu is that people are so friendly, and Cebu has become like more of like a cycling haven as well, especially this part of Cebu City, the Busai area. I could still remember. It's just a handful of us who used to climb here back in the mountain bike days, together with Big Wheelers Club, Tribu Gahi with Ramon Villamor. I've got JN, JL Chavez, Milo Kapampangan, and Paul Baguio. These are the guys I used to do mountain bike with, and wow, that's so breathtaking view there. I mean, like I miss this view. I miss this place, to be honest. And every time I see them in Facebook or in other social media platforms climbing, I always eat my heart out, and I always say like when if there's a time that I could go back home, or probably just a 1 week vacation or a 2 week vacation or even a month, or I'll bring my bike, but this time it's actually going home. I've stayed in Singapore for 5 to 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, and I decided to come home, and this is actually month of May, and the Ironman will be in the month of August, so I still have a ample of time to really train and do hill climbs and whatnot. So yep, this is. I think this one is going to Chateau de Busai, and on the right side of the screen, that's where the chapel is. That's where you can see like, hey, you have to really prepare yourself for a steeper climb. Probably the gradient here comes to 16 to 17, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this is Gas Lamp. It's popularly called as Gas Lamp now. Back then it was not as fancy as this one. When we climb here via Budlaan or via Busai or via the JY Square, we're just gonna eat, barbecue, banana queue, pancit, Mountain Dew, Gatorade, and all those things. But now this one is totally different. It's so fancy, and So that's Carlo. Yes, I mentioned earlier. Carlo, I met this guy in Singapore. I don't really know this guy prior to any connections in here in Cebu. So, but when I chat a little bit, get to know the guy a little bit, he started dropping names like the guys that I know. Richard is one of them, and Matt Flores as well is a good cousin, and we've got Neil Pakatang, also is a friend of his. So yep, after Gas Lamp, the guys decided that it's just too early and it's too short. They decided to go for Buak, and I said like I was a bit hesitant because I've never really climbed for the longest. I probably climbed Mount Faber, but it's only just a 1.6 kilometer climb, not this one. So punishing, grueling, legs are gonna hurt, and it's gonna burn, and all those things. So I don't know where those guys are. I decided to just keep my pace. Never really had an intention of dropping them or leaving there or something, but I was just, minding my own pace, minding my own zone. I'm actually in my zone. So yep, you get to see a lot of cyclists going downhill, mountain bikes. These guys are really, really strong, lean, young, and I feel happy in a way that I get to see as young as 11, 12, 13 picking up cycling and mountain biking. Probably pandemic has done something good, which is a lot of people started to pick up sports instead of just sitting down in your room or just lying down. So this one is going to Mountain View. If you go to, you probably see on the left side of the screen that you get to see a Mountain View going to Temple of Leia. And this one is going to, was that, I forgot the name of that restaurant. They're really good. If we get to see them, we'll probably see their banner or something. So early morning is so simple. The life in Cebu in the Philippines is just so simple. People are just so welcoming, and if you get a chance to if you're a cyclist and you want to visit my home province or home city or home island, Cebu, that is, if you're a cyclist or if you're an avid cycling fan or whatever it is. So there's a lot of guys who will accommodate you, will guide you. Just don't forget to bring your bike. We've got famous cyclists, and we've got King Lim, who frequently climbs this place, and a lot of guys. I mean, like, if you're just if you wanna go to Cebu and wanna check out this place, just shoot me a message, and I'll hook you up with the guys I know. So, yeah, I don't know this guy, but I don't know this boy or kid, but it's pretty strong. I mean, like, look at those calves, man, and those thighs are pretty strong. So this is what I call the Latigola climb. you know, it feels like you're being latigo. So the Latigola is actually a restaurant, and this is the last punchy climb going to Busai or to Buak. So yep, I've never had a video going to the climb, but we decided to go straight down. And I'm a very cautious downhiller. I'm not really like those daredevils. I've had my fair share. I broke my collarbone already. I had an accident in Singapore already. My rear tire skid, and it's just pretty crazy. So, yep. This is the restaurant I told you about that is really nice. They've got good breakfast and all those. But although I don't eat breakfast, I just had my brewed coffee. Oh yeah, Garahe. There you go. So, if you climb, going to Buak, don't forget to drop by Garahe. They've got a very nice breakfast, and I just had coffee, And yep, that's Richard. I think this one is around 9 or 10. We had a good chat, catching up for all those years and for all those memories and experiences that we've been together. We started triathlon with Richard back in 2013, and since then we've just kept the communication with other guys. So you better watch out the next video I'm gonna upload. A lot of guys will be there. So that's Carlo, Richard, and me. Oh no, that's Richard, Carlo, and me. So this is a lovely minute, brought to you by MANANAP Clothing. See ya. Ciao.